Welcome back, everybody. This is Latin's Fight Picks. Today we will go over the fight card predictions for Whittaker versus Aliskerov this Saturday, June 22nd in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So let's start. We are getting this out late on Thursday. Very late. It's 11, almost midnight. So we got it all done. Had it all done yesterday, but I honestly had to check a few things out and just second guessing myself on a few things, and just because a lot of my picks are a little different than and I'm seeing something that maybe nobody else is seeing, or something like that. So we'll see. Nevertheless, as usual, we will start off with the prelims, the first fight, and we will move on to the main card and the final fight, the main event. So let's start. There's a few things that have changed. Quite a few fights have dropped and opponents changed. We'll go over all that now. So let's start. Let's go with first fight of the night. Xiaolong versus Chang To-Lee. Xiaolong, 5'8", 70-inch reach, 26 wins, 7 wins, 26 wins, 7 losses, 26 years old. Chang To-Lee, 5'8", 69-inch reach, 9 wins, 1 loss, 30 years old. Size-wise, metrics are about the same. They're both young, about the same age. A lot more experience for Xiao Li, Xiao Li. He was in the Contender Series a few years ago. I think he fought Christian Quinones. And it was a really competitive fight, but Quinones did beat him. He showed that he was very tough, very durable, and he doesn't quit on himself, and he keeps going forward. And when I first looked at this fight, I actually thought, I'm going to go with Xiaolong no matter what, because he was, he's in the finals for this road to the UFC. He's already been there. He's got tons more fights. He's very tough, very durable, good on the ground, decent striker. But then I saw Chang To-Lee fight in his finals, and one thing I saw is the last two fights is he was an underdog both times, and both times he managed to upset the opponent. And I think there's some intangibles that are brought by Lee, and that is that he is somehow able to find victory no matter what the odds are against him. And one thing he does have, he has tremendous cardio, and he pushes the pace. He believes in himself, and either he's finishing the fight strong or finishing the fights period to have moved on to this final stage. And Xiaolong, I think he won one split decision. It was really close, and it could have gone either way. So, and that's not saying that competition couldn't have won it as well. But in his situation, it was a few really close fights that could have gone both ways. He had a split decision against Nose, who's a really good grappler. And then he had a majority decision as Kumbo, which is a really good grappler. So now he's again fighting a really good grappler with a really good gas tank. So he's been eking out these split decision victories. That's good and that's bad. And then you got Lee, who's an underdog in all the fights, and he finds a way to win. And with the last fight, he was actually losing the first 2 rounds, and the guy, super gassed, and then Xiao Li kept putting on the pressure and ended up finishing the fight. But in one hand, it's kind of lucky. In the other hand, he didn't quit on himself, and he kept pursuing the victory. And in the last 2 fights, he was an underdog, and he had a TKO victory in both those fights. So it's virtually a pick'em now. I think it was like -115 and -105 or something like that. On the board, I got a little higher than that because it's been adjusting. Lee is still the underdog by just a little bit. I'm going to be picking Lee. I don't know. I think he's got how do the French say, that je ne sais quoi, that certain thing that's in you, that you find a way, somehow to win. Mind you, Xiaolong seems like he has it too, but I'm just going to go with the person who I think has a little more of it. Lee's going to be the pick. This is going to be a crazy close fight. So it's going to be entertaining. It's going to be a really good fight to start off the card. Moving on, Magomed Gadzhiyasulov. Yes, Gadzhiyasulov versus Whittaker Ribeiro. Magomed Gadzhiyasulov, 6'2", 75.5-inch reach, 8 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, 30 years old. Whittaker Ribeiro, 6'3", 81-inch reach, 15 wins, 6 losses, 27 years old. Magomed, he's pretty well rounded. He's good. He's a good striker. He's very durable. He's got good combinations. He's good on the ground. He can take people down, control people on the ground. He's good all around. He's very strong. I find him a little on the slow side. He's got good technique, but he's a little, I think, slow. And I saw when he got struck a few times, I mean, he fought really not a high-end guy in Dana White Contender Series. And when he did get landed on, you know, he did get stung a little, you know, considering how dominant he was in that fight, though. And then as the fight went on, he got more tired and more tired and more tired. It was a guy named James Medina. Funky Cole Medina. This guy's really tough. I don't even know, I mean, I don't think he's UFC level, but the guy's got heart. He's really tough and he won't stop. He's got a tremendous gas tank. And he really put on Gadzhiyasulov. And even though he's dominated the fight 30-27, I mean, you know, Gadzhiyasulov looked pretty worn out at the end. So now he's fighting Ribeiro. Now, Ribeiro, I would say, does not have a great chin, but he's got a pretty good chin. He's okay. But he can get knocked out. The last guy he fought was it Lang? The guy from China who's got a tremendous chin and he'll walk through anything just to land a power shot. Ming Yang. Zhang Ming Yang. So, and I had money on Meng Zing Yang. I mean, the guy is just, he's going to be entertaining to watch. He's got an iron chin, good you know, good KO power. So Ribeiro lost against him. He ended up just landing huge shots in Ming Yang. Ming Yang walked right through it. I don't think Gadzhiev is going to be able to walk through those kind of shots, first of all. I think there's going to be a huge reach advantage. I don't think Gadzhiyasulov Magomed does have the experience. He's 8-0. I think he's very green. I think Ribeiro's got a lot more experience. If he doesn't get clipped or caught, I think he can defend, you know, the ground game. I think he stays on the feet. He can keep it long, hit him from range. And if he does, and Ribeiro is a killer, be killed. So he's going to go in there and crush the pocket and throw some bombs. If he touches Magomed, I think Magomed is going to take them, but I don't think he's going to take them that well. I don't think he's going to get KO'd, but I think he will get stung. He will get hurt. He will be put on the back foot. This is a huge underdog for Ribeiro. He's plus 255. But given the experience and given just the lights and the big event and the lack of experience from Magomed and just some things that I saw, I mean, I'm going to look to fade this guy in the future, but I'm going to fade him now. I think that Ribeiro comes in, he could get the KO, he could hurt him enough to get the victory, he could even get the sub. He's got, you know, he's got BJJ in his back pocket, you know, front chokes and everything else. I think it's going to be a close fight. Gadzhiev is deserved favorite, but I think Ribeiro's got a lot of intangibles and he's got a lot of power. And if he doesn't get clipped and he doesn't get hurt, he can hurt Magomed. And I think he can either finish him or hurt him enough rounds to win those rounds and go to a decision. But I think his path to victory might be a KO. So I'm going to pick Ribeiro. Least confident in this pick, but I am going to pick him. I just can't go with a, you know, minus 350 debut favorite of Magomed. I just didn't see, you know, a well-seasoned UFC fighter in the Contender Series. So Ribeiro is going to be the pick. Next fight, Kang Kang versus Gaforov. Kang Kang, 5'9", 73-inch reach, 19 wins, 10 losses, 36 years old. Gaforov, 5'7", 68-inch reach, 18 wins, 6 losses, 28 years old. I had money on Kang last time he fought Castaneda, and I just couldn't. I was screaming at the TV. I just needed him to throw more volume. But the problem was he was too slow. He was too slow. He couldn't land on Castaneda. And Castaneda ended up landing on him more. And even though Kang is really tough and he took all the punches, very durable, by the time Kang, went to hit Castaneda, Castaneda was gone and out of the way. And a few times he actually took him down. Didn't control him for a huge amount of time, but a little bit of time, enough to win the rounds. Muin Gaforov fought Castaneda as well. I think Muin Gaforov, I think he's been getting better as the fight goes on, and as he's been fighting in the UFC, we've seen him gas, we've seen him get choked, and we've seen him, do reckless takedowns and all that. And I think he's getting better. I think I think if he paces himself, he's going to be faster than Kang. I think he could still take Kang down and steal some rounds. I don't know if he's going to be able to really control him for huge periods of time, but I think he can win those rounds. And I think he's close to his hometown in Tajikistan or wherever he's from, right in that area. So, and he's younger. And I see Kang slow down a little bit with the Castaneda fight. He's 36 years old, very well rounded, good everywhere. I just think he's a good journeyman fighter. At the tail end of his career, I think, well, not the tail end, but at the beginning of the end kind of thing. So I'm going to go with Gaforov. I think he's going to have a little more energy, and if he paces it properly, he's going to be able to take these rounds. He's going to throw more volume. He's going to be faster. He's going to be able to take Kang down. Maybe not keep him there, but win the rounds. Gaforov's going to be the pick. Moving on, Rinat Fakhretdinov. So I like saying that. Rinat Fakhretdinov. 6 feet tall, 74-inch reach, 21 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 32 years old. Nicholas Dalby, 5'11", 74.5-inch reach, 23 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw, 39 years old. The glaring difference is Dalby is 39 years old, and when you get to this age, you're going to hit a wall, and then one fight you're going to look old. He hasn't looked old yet. I had money on Fakhretdinov last time. He had a draw against Zaleski. He would have won that fight if he didn't get 10-8'd in the 3rd round. Very tough. Great, looping punches, lots of power when he does hit. Good wrestling, good gas tank. There's nothing not to like about Rinat. I love betting on this guy. Nicholas Dalby, I bet against him, and the guy, he doesn't slow down. It looks like he's getting better. So he's got a tremendous gas tank. He's very big for the division. He's very tough. He's very durable. Lots of pressure. Good power. I'm not going to bet against this guy anymore because it just, until I see something go wrong. He's ranked 20th. I think Fakhretdinov was ranked 26th. I always think that from what I've seen is the UFC is not really working with Dalby. He's continually fighting these up-and-comers. I mean, this guy's got to be fighting up to, top 15 or top 10. Give him a shot at top 15 and top 10. The guy's been doing really good. He's on a big, huge win streak. So is Fakhretdinov. He hasn't lost. He was in a draw last time. I find both of these guys really exciting. I like both of them. It's a shame that 2 guys I like that have to fight each other. I wish they were fighting somebody I didn't like. It'd be easy to pick. But Fakhretdinov is a really huge favorite. He's like minus 380. Dalby is like plus 280. Huge underdog. I got to go with the underdog here. I'm going to go with Dalby. I think he's on a good run. He's 39 years old. I think he's going to be able to out-decision and outlast Fakhretdinov. Rinat's going to win the 1st round. Dalby's going to win the 2nd. Now, who's going to win the... Dalby's going to win the 3rd. And the question is, who's going to win the 2nd? Is Fakhretdinov going to do just enough to win it? Or is Dalby going to put as much pressure as he can and possibly eke out the 2nd round? It's going to be a close decision. I'm going to go with Dalby at plus 280. I mean, I can't go with Fakhretdinov with being such a big favorite. I don't think this is going to be a blowout. This is going to be a really close fight. So I got to go with the dog here. I think Dalby can pull it off. He's been doing it. And at 39 years old, I haven't seen him slow down. So Dalby's going to be the pick. Moving on, Nasrat Haqparast versus Jared Gordon. Haqparast, 5'10", 72-inch reach, 16 wins, 5 losses, 28 years old. Jared Gordon, 5'9", 68-inch reach, 20 wins, 6 losses, 0 draws, 35 years old. Jared Gordon, good journeyman fighter, well-rounded, good everywhere, 35 years old. Is not slowing down, but he's at the end of his career, peak/end. He's going to have a reach disadvantage. Nasrat Haqparast, he's been getting better. He's been throwing a little more power, a little more volume. A lot of times these fights with him are really too close. He is a decent sized favorite. He's got good takedown defense, and I think Gordon's going to have an advantage on the ground, but I think Haqparast has good enough defense to keep it upright. I think this fight is set up for Haqparast. He's originally from Afghanistan. It's close to his region and his area of the world. I think they want him to win. I think he can beat Gordon. Gordon's always tough, always durable, always there for the fight. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be a decision. Haqparast should win this. Excuse me. Moving on. Shera Magomedov versus Antonio Trocoli. Shera Magomedov, 6'2", 73-inch reach, 12 wins, 0 losses, 0 draw, 30 years old. Antonio Trocoli, 6'5", 82-inch reach, 12 wins, 3 losses, 33 years old. Trocoli is barely UFC level. They got him in here to fight at the last minute. He was going to fight Aliskerov. Now they got him fighting Magomed. Shera Magomedov. He's going to be tall. He's going to be lanky. He's going to be rangy. Magomed, he strikes. He's got a lot of volume. He's going to have a little bit of a tricky time getting in on him, but he's got enough power. When he gets close to Trocoli, he's going to clip him. Trocoli does have a decent ground game. He's got to be careful. We saw Magomed be taken down by, what's his name? Ooh, look at that. I'm just looking through they actually moved this fight. This fight now is on the main card, even though when I first listed it, it was on the undercard. So, yeah, there it is. Okay. So Shera fought Bruno Silva, and when Bruno Silva got him on the ground, he actually didn't get up, and I don't know if he couldn't get up or if he was just fine striking. I mean, he was still outlanding Bruno from the ground, so I don't know if that was planned or if he just didn't want to get up. If Antonio Trocoli gets on top of him, he's tricky. He's got good BJJ. There could be an issue, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think Magomed's going to strike him from distance, keep him at distance, and hopefully he gets back up if he does get taken down. I think Trocoli's there to be beat. They're setting this fight up for Shera to win. He's got a huge audience in that end of the world. Going to pick Shera Magomedov. He's a monster favorite now. I had him at -600. He's now at like -725. I mean, when it gets to that range, do you take a shot at Antonio Trocoli? Because he is a massive underdog. So, nevertheless, the pick is going to be Shera Magomedov. But having such a big discrepancy in reach and size and somebody who's good on the ground, I mean, Trocoli is live for a lot of things to happen by accident. You never know. Moving on. Main card, which even though that was part of the main card. Now, first fight of the main card, Johnny Walker versus Volkan Oezdemir. Who got moved to the under? Oh, okay, I get it. Okay, the prelims. The prelims are Mohamed Naimov versus Felipe Lima. They got moved to the prelims from the main card. Mohamed Naimov, 5'9", 70-inch reach, 11 wins, 2 losses, 29 years old. Felipe Lima, 5'6". I don't even have a reach for this guy. 12 wins, 1 loss, 26 years old. He got called up in the last minute. The guy is a champion in another league. I've seen him fight. He's very tough, very durable, good on the ground, good striker. All that. He's really good, but I think he's moving up in weight class. He's going to be smaller in there. Mohamed Naimov, he's big for the division. It's very powerful. Powerful strikes. It's going to be a close fight. This is a pick'em fight at the moment, And I think that there's a reason for that, because Felipe Lima is UFC level, and Naimov, he's UFC level, but how high up the food chain is he in the UFC? I think it's going to be closer than we think, but at the end, I think Naimov, as long as he doesn't gas out, he's going to be the bigger, stronger guy in there. So I'm going to go with Naimov. This is his fight to lose. It's his end of the world. I think they want him to win, but Felipe Lima is a tricky setup, even last minute kind of thing. But I'm going to go with Muhammad Naimov on this one. But right now, it's like, actually, Muhammad Naimov has flipped to the underdog, technically. So he was the favorite, and then now he is the underdog. So it's another underdog. I got to make a note on my board that he is an underdog now. Interesting. Did anybody else flip? No. Lee's still an underdog. Ribeiro's still an underdog. Dalby's still an underdog. Okay, now Muhammad Naimov is an underdog. Okay, we're good, we're good. So, next fight, Johnny Walker versus Volkan Oezdemir, which is the first fight of the main card. Volkan Oezdemir, Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker, 6'6", 82-inch reach, 21 wins, 8 losses, 0 draw, 32 years old. Volkan Oezdemir, 6'2", 75-inch reach, 19 wins, 7 losses, 34 years old. We know Johnny Walker. The guy's big, dynamic. He's like a giant in there, right? 6'6", 82-inch reach. He's going to have the reach advantage. He's going to have the height advantage. He's got tons of fighting experience. They got almost the same amount of fights. They're about the same age. Volkan Oezdemir is a couple years older. You know, he's showing a little wear, but he has fought the best of the best. Johnny Walker, he's fought the best of the best. He seems like he has a resurgence in his career, but you know, he is chinny. He can get cracked. And it's going to be the dynamic explosion of Walker versus, you know, the steady, consistent, well-roundedness and good striking of Oezdemir. And it's who's going to crack who first. I think they are going to crack each other, but I think Oezdemir, he still can handle the shot. And I think if he takes it to Walker, I think he can knock him out. Oezdemir is still a pretty good fighter. I think if Walker doesn't get clipped, he could win this. He could win it multiple ways. He's good on the ground. He's good. He's going to be faster. Going to be longer. But I think Oezdemir at some point does touch his chin. I think he's going to knock out Walker. This is a pick'em fight, -110 each. If I remember correctly, actually, Johnny Walker has just flipped to the favorite. So it's another underdog technically, because I'm picking Volkan Oezdemir. Volkan Oezdemir was actually the underdog. Now, hold on. No, he was the underdog. Was he an underdog? He was the underdog. Then it went to a pick'em. Now he is a slight underdog again. So Oezdemir is going to be the pick. Then we're going to have that Shera Magomedov fight. After that, second fight in the main card. And then we're going to move on to the next fight. Third fight? Yeah, third fight in the main card. Kevin Gastelum versus Daniel Rodriguez. Kevin Gastelum, 5'9", 71-inch reach, 18 wins, 9 losses, 32 years old. Daniel Rodriguez, 6'1", 74-inch reach, 17 wins, 4 losses, 37 years old. Kevin Gastelum, I mean, he's fighting at middleweight now, which is probably going to be easy for him because he doesn't really like the cut weight. He's very tough. He's very durable. He's got a great chin. He's a decent boxer, decent kicker, can take people to the ground. He's got good submission defense, and he's got a great gas tank. Now, Daniel Rodriguez this is going to probably be staying on the ground because I don't think Kevin Gastelum wants to wrestle. He just wants to keep it on the feet, which is perfect because Daniel Rodriguez is great on the feet. He's also got good takedown defense. This is going to be a good fight. You know, you're going to have a reach advantage and a height advantage from Rodriguez, but I think it's nothing new to Kelvin Gastelum. I think Rodriguez, I've been seeing him slip. He doesn't seem like the same guy. He's 37 years old. I don't think he's as durable. You know, normally this would be a pretty competitive fight. A lot of people are picking Rodriguez, I'll be honest with you. I think they're picking Rodriguez. More people are picking Rodriguez on average than Gastelum, and the Gastelum's the heavy favorite. I don't see how that's working out, but it's amazing. I'm going to pick Kevin Gastelum. I think he's going to still be the younger, more durable guy. And he's shorter. He doesn't have his reach. But this is par for the course. He's always shorter, but he still manages to get the shots in. I think Rodriguez is slowing down. I think he can get hurt. Gastelum's going to be the pick. I think he's going to... I don't think it's going to be a decision. I think Gastelum might be able to take him out. Moving on. Sergey Pavlovich versus Alexander Volkov. Sergey Pavlovich, 6'3", 84-inch reach, 18 wins, 2 losses, 35 years old. Alexander Volkov, 6'7", 80-inch reach, 37 wins, 10 losses, 32 years old. It's really weird seeing Pavlovich 3 years older than Volkov when Volkov seems like he's been there forever. Super tough, super durable for Volkov. Fights long, fights, good front kicks, good jabs. 6'7", 80-inch reach. Usually he's got a longer reach. In this case, he's not, but he is going to be taller, going to be punching down, huge amounts of experience. It's a shame they have to fight because they're friends. They fight out of the same camp. I don't know why they couldn't find someone else to fight. There's tons of, heavyweights, even Cyril Gahn. But anyways, they got to fight. It's a shame because I like both of them. I cheer for both of them. And then it's always hard to cheer for one or the other. Sergey Pavlovich seems to have a real surge. He fought for the belt, and he almost, he almost KO'd. What's his name? Aspinall. And how I mean that is there was a few moments where Pavlovich was chasing Aspinall, throwing these big bombs, and he clipped him one time, and he tried to clip him one more time. And Aspinall was running backwards and just managed to avoid those shots, and then came back with his own shots and ended up KOing Pavlovich. 2 more inches, he could be champ. So Volkov, he's tough, he's durable, but I think you're going to have the speed advantage from Pavlovich. Volkov's got to keep him at distance, got to keep him with the long kicks. I think at some points, Pavlovich crosses the pocket, lands the right amount of shots, and I think he can KO Volkov. Everyone's saying that they're teammates or trained together. There might be a huge sparring match. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think Pavlovich fights like that. I think he's going to crash the pocket and end up KOing Volkov at some point. Moving on. The main event. Robert Whittaker versus Ikram Aliskerov. Robert Whittaker, 6 feet tall, 73.5-inch reach, 26 wins, 7 losses, 0 draws, 33 years old. Ikram Aliskerov, 6 feet tall, 76-inch reach, 15 wins, 1 loss, 0 draws, 31 years old. They're close to the same age. A lot more experience, a lot more fights from the Whittaker side. Whittaker, he's 33 years old. He's a great boxer. Good takedown defense, but he is slowing down. He's been showing signs of slowing down over the last few fights. He's 33 years old, but he's much older than that with his ring experience and how much he's gone through. He's definitely, aged above his years. He's gonna have the better technical skills at striking. Ikram Aliskerov is going to be the young buck. He's got nothing to lose. He's going to go in there. He's going to be throwing bombs. He can take a shot, and I think he's going to take a shot to give a shot. And I think he can either try to take Whittaker down and take him out on the ground, which I don't know if it's going to work because Whittaker's still got a pretty good gas tank. He can keep himself safe on the ground. I think Aliskerov is going to come in and crash the pocket and knock out Whittaker. His chin has been showing signs of weakness, and I think he's going to get KO'd. And it's not that Aliskerov is the better fighter. I think on this night, you're going to have a young, hungry lion, and you're going to have a guy who's been there, done that. And it's hard to keep getting yourself motivated to keep winning these big fights at his age and at his experience level. So, when I first looked at this fight, I was leaning Whittaker. And then after thinking about it, I think it's going to be Aliskerov's night. I think he's going to go for it. I think he's going to end up taking the shots he needs to take and returning. And I think he's going to win that exchange. Aliskerov's going to be the pick. Very mid-level confidence on this one. Oh, well. All right. Let's go over the board. And obviously, somebody here I said that Naimov is now the underdog. What is the odds for Naimov? Just so I could change it on the board. Plus 100. Interesting. Interesting. Change that real quick. Plus 100. All right, let's do this board over here. Let's see how the board looks like. Hopefully not too much glare. Underdog. I think this guy is like, you know, minus 700 now. You know? Things have changed already? What? Let's see how does this board look over there? You guys can see the board, right? Yeah. How's that? Okay. Let's see. Yeah, the odds are still close. I mean, they're off by a little bit. They might be off by a little bit, by a few points, just because things are changing as we speak. Nevertheless, again, not financial advice. Bet only what you can afford to lose. Take this information, do your own research, and couple that with what I'm suggesting here, and maybe, you know, place your bets or make some parlays. But this is from my most confident to least confident list. We'll talk about all of this. You can use it individual bets or parlays, however you like. Magomedov, minus 700. Not worth betting, but he's my most confident pick. He should be able to beat Koto. Was it Koto? What's his name? What's his name? What's that guy? Antonio Trocoli. Excuse me. I mean, if anything, the bet will be on Trocoli at plus 450 if you put a sprinkle on it. But realistically, Magomed's high degree of confidence. Gastelum, you know, a lot of people are picking Rodriguez. I don't understand it. I'm picking Gastelum. I got a high degree of confidence he's going to win this. I don't like the way Rodriguez looked in his last fight, the last couple fights. Gastelum should be able to do this. Pavlovich, I think he's going to find the KO. Volkov's good. I think this is his time. 35 years old. This is his time. He's going to get one more shot at possibly fighting for the title. Haqparast, again, his time. I think they've set him up to win this. He has the takedown defense. Jared Gordon's good. Well, he's decent. So definitely he's set up to win this. He could probably be moved up to where Gastelum is as far as, you know, confidence, and kind of put in here, move everyone down, tell you the truth. Probably him over here. So he's a high degree of confidence for Haqparast. Gaforov is a minus 160. A little high. I think Kang is pretty good. I think it's going to be a really close fight. But I think Gaforov's going to have the volume. He's going to have the speed. As long as he doesn't gas out and paces himself and does it right, he's going to have the speed advantage against Kang. Even though I like Kang, I think he's slowly slowing down now at his age. Gaforov's going to be the pick, really motivated. Naimov was the favorite. Now he's the underdog. He was the favorite against the last guy he was fighting. He opened up as the favorite against this guy. And, you know, and I know this guy's dangerous, but he's an underdog. I'm still going with the underdog here. Naimov, I think he's going to be too big. He's going to win this decision. And, you know, Naimov, this guy will do anything to win. He doesn't care if he cheats. He doesn't care what he does. But you got to like that. If you're not cheating, you're not trying, right? This guy is gonna be a good fight. I don't know how close it's going to be. I mean, I guess we'll find out. But, you know, I still think he's going to be able to win this. Oezdemir, I think he's going to KO Johnny Walker. I still think he has it in him. It's going to be close. Oezdemir is getting a little older too, but he still can take a better shot than Johnny Walker. Oezdemir is going to be the pick. Aliskerov, mid-level confidence. I think it's over for Whittaker. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Even if he wins, who's he going to fight? He's fought everybody, and he's lost against all the guys at the top. I just think it's his time. Lee, plus 100. It's going to be a really close fight. Now it's actually gone down to a pick'em. So this now was... yeah, these fights have changed. No, he's still an underdog. He's at minus 105. Either way, he's an underdog. I think he's just going to have just whatever he's got. He just finds a way to win and finish fights. So I gotta like that. So even though Long is going to be tough to finish because he's very tough, he's very durable, I think Lee's going to be able to pull this off. So Lee's going to be the pick. Dalby, big underdog. I got to go with Dalby. He's 39 years old, hasn't slowed down. I think he's going to find a way to win a decision. This is going to be a close fight, though, and I'd rather go with a plus 275. Ribeiro, you know, he's being set up to lose to this guy. He's moved from Russia, and he's in Brunei or Bahrain. One of those islands, and he gets paid to fight for one of the sheiks, or who has his own private gym. Kind of like in the gladiator days when you had your own gladiators fighting for you. And I guess it's kind of the same thing there. So yeah, he's going to be put on display. It's going to be in Saudi Arabia, and this guy is going to be put on display to fight for Bahrain, I think, right? Bahrain. And to win. And for some reason, I just don't think he's going to do it. I think Ribeiro is going to upset everybody and possibly knock this guy out. And at plus 255, that's who I'm going to go with. This guy, I mean, he doesn't have UFC level experience. This guy does. Yeah. Low level confidence, but I'm going to go with Ribeiro. So, this is the boards. How many underdogs we got? One underdog. 2 underdogs, 3 underdogs, 4 underdogs, 5 underdogs. Oh man, we didn't have 5 underdogs last week. 5 underdogs. Well, this one technically wasn't an underdog, but now it is. So, and this one, it's almost an underdog, but it's not quite an underdog. It's a pick'em. So 5 underdogs for this week. Hey, if it hits, it's going to be fantastic. But we'll see. A lot of these, I don't see a lot of people picking. I see a lot of people picking Kang. See a lot of people picking the other guy from Brazil. What's his name? What's his name? Felipe Lima. So heavy on Felipe. So a lot of people not picking Gaforov, not picking Naimov. A lot of people not picking Aliskerov. A lot of people not picking Dalby. And not picking Ribeiro. But this group is picking those guys. So let's see what happens with this. So be careful, guys. Be careful. I don't know. I mean, I'm only picking what I'm seeing, but hey, it could work or it could not work, but I hope it does work. Nevertheless, those are the picks. This fight is going to start early because it's in Saudi Arabia, so I think they'll start at like 10 o'clock in the morning or something for the prelims, which will be interesting. It'll give you something to do during the day on Saturday afternoon. Otherwise, thank you very much for joining me. Hit like if you like the content. Subscribe if you want to be notified whenever I bring out new material. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about the picks and who you're picking, if it's different than mine. Also, feel free, if you want to buy me a coffee, I got a buy me a coffee link. If you win some money, buy me a coffee. Let me know about it though. Tell me, hey, I won some money. Love to hear it. Otherwise, let's nail all of them. Let's get 11 out of 11 this week. Good luck, everybody. We will see you in the recap on Sunday or Monday.